What's going on, y'all? Joshua here, and desperate times call for desperate measures. So the Bryce trip actually cost me a whole lot more than just, food, fuel, and a lift ticket. On the ride home, the work truck decided to either spin a crank rod or blew up something in the top end. Not precisely sure, but yeah, these aren't notoriously reliable engines, but just over 200,000 miles and it's gone kaput. So I'm waiting to get an engine for this, and subsequently the Hayabusa over there, which you can see those rides over at 2 Valleys Moto. Yeah, well, no bike rack. So that's why I haven't been making any videos lately. And as a matter of fact, today's ride, I am actually going to pedal 7 miles just to get to the trailhead of Old Farm, or thereabouts, then another 1.5 miles up the hill to get that 1.5 miles DH in. It's been wet out. I don't want to go mess around on the newer machine cut stuff. Old Farm's just a great, safe trail to ride, so you don't potentially do any trail damage. It's just old school single track. So I'm off on the ride, and I will catch up with y'all when I get to the trailhead to show y'all just how far it really is. Catch y'all directly. Just got to the trailhead. Let's find out how many longs it was. Y'all ready? Okay. That's what I got for you. If you can't read it, it's 55 minutes and 7.5 miles from my home at a whopping 8.2 mphs. Now I got to go climb the hill. You see where this is going, right? And so, yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures. And I'm pretty desperate to get in some single track at the top of Old Farm. And how many longs was it? Look at that, peeps. 9 miles at 1 hour and 40 minutes to get 1.5 miles of single track downhill in. I'm gonna strap everything on and go down a hill now. Can't believe it's been almost 1.5 months since I've got some trail action in. So just gonna take this nice and chill. Things are actually still damp out here. It's not soaking. Trails are gonna be mostly fine. There are going to be pockets, and then of course right now the wet roots are the absolute most terrifying part of it all. So just nice and easy. I don't have a vehicle and I don't want to get hurt. That is one seriously long pedal home. You know what I mean? Okay, now here is another little crazy addition to the vehicle story. So of course got the Colorado with the blown engine. Well, a friend of mine and I were chatting the other day. She's got a Kia Sorento 2013 that she had parked about a year ago. I diagnosed it as a bad starter. Well, things ended up going a different direction for her, and she ended up getting like 2024 Subaru Forester or something. She just didn't want the maintenance of the Sorento at 160,000 miles, right? I get it. Well, as we were chatting, she's like, well, since your truck is down, why don't you just use the Sorento, get it rolling again? And I was like, not a bad idea. I can putz it around. Can't really do all my general wildlife stuff, but it at least gets me mobile, especially for things it's like handling normal business, you know, going to the grocery store and whatnot, or I don't know, getting Miss Kissy Face Pretty Girl out, who has not
left the house for any trail action, hiking, mountain biking, or otherwise since the Colorado's been down. But anyway, so that was supposed to be pretty spectacular, except for the fact that I get over there with a starter, slap it in there, and lo and behold, it's still doing clicky clicky, right? Like, maybe battery's showing a good charge, but yet it just doesn't have the cranking amp power to turn the engine over. No biggie. Get a battery, put it in there. Okay, clicky clicky. What's really going on now? So, test the starter. The original starter that I'd pulled out before replacing it, tested it at the local Advance. It was fine, y'all. Okay, so I'm like, good starter. Batteries both checked out. And yeah, what else could be an issue? Cable resistance, right? So, get things put back together. The original starter I'd taken out after returning the other one, and ran some tests down there, you know, ohms and voltage at the starter, and lo and behold, it was perfectly fine. All right, now it's time to get on the interweb and see what they're saying in the forums, right? No joke, found out, mind you, it's 2013 Kia Sorento, and so, kid you not, the little 2.4s they use for that generation are heaping piles of garbage and have major connecting rod and con rod bearing issues, and that is precisely what happened to this one. So basically, she went and parked it after work one day and went out to go to the store or something, just got the clicky clicky. Of course, it wasn't much longer, came up and diagnosed it as a starter. I mean, it makes the same noise as a weak starter or battery. You know, it's not enough power to turn over the motor. Well, so now I have two vehicles with dead motors. And what's the better part of all of this? You can't make this stuff up, y'all. This is all. Oh, there was one of them roots right there. That's what I was waiting on. But this is all just literally 2 months after replacing the Hayabusa motor, because it has the original has a blown head gasket. Yes, that's my life. And you know, back to one major issue with the down vehicle, separate from work of course, it's just the fact that Miss Kissy Face has not been out other than at the house, or, you know, I've taken her on a couple runs using the neighbor's vehicle down to Tractor Supply or something like that, go get some treats, but haven't really been able to get her out and let her go chase deer as she really enjoys. And that is heartbreaking. Thank you, it's just me today. Enjoy your hike. And so yeah, amongst all the other stuff going on amongst my days right now, amidst my days right now, Miss Kissy Face, that poor girl. And as a wildlife control agent, I do not make heaping tons of money. And quite frankly, I'll make a political statement right now about it. Don't care if you don't like it. I'm not a fan of any of them. But when Biden was president, I ended each year 2 grand to 2,500 in the green, right? I am not kidding you. Now that Trump is president, I'm ending this year $8,000 in the hole, and that's not even including the finances for the blown motor in the Colorado. No, that is just literally how garbage the economy is right now. And so, yeah, I'm not doing terribly well. But by God's grace, and I mean the Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, all my needs have been met. Despite the fact I have not worked since November 15th, y'all. Since the truck incident, all my needs are being met. That's the glory of the Lord. Don't care about none of it. So even despite the economy being completely thrashed, I'm very fortunate. I have a roof over my head, food on the plate, and a dog that still loves me. And y'all, of course. All of my good buddy followers, I appreciate y'all always offering the supports and whatnot. But yeah, I'm in a pretty difficult situation. You know, words of Jesus, I don't care what your churchies tell you. Jesus' words are, life is full of tribulations, but fear not, for he has overcome the world. Church is gonna tell you, come Jesus, you're gonna have this, that, and a third, new car, it's gonna be all easy. No, it gets a lot harder, but you have the strength of the Holy Spirit to push through all the hardships. And I will tell you right now, as one who is an erased son his whole life, and now an erased father for almost 11 years, you don't want that tribulation. It's only by the grace of God I get through it all, period. And I have the courage and strength to pedal all the way out here to get that 1.5 miles of downhill in. All right, y'all, next stop, La Casa. And Miss Kissy Face Pretty Girl. See y'all directly. Mission accomplished. Y'all ready for the best part? There she is. Oh boy. I think she's a little bit excited I'm home after, I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. While y'all are looking at Miss Kissy Face Pretty Girl, who probably wants a, hold on, sit. Come here, sit. Sit. T R E A T. Do you want a treat? Do you want to get it? Hold on. Okay. It's gonna go dark. Whatever. I'm just gonna get a little treat out of the jar here. She's a fantastic girl. She my sided? I'm my sided. Do you want to get it? Go get it. And there she goes. I gotta pick up all the stuffing. She destroyed that evil thing. It's got all the Satan claw stuff on it. Oh, what is it? Hold on, stop. Oh, up. Lay down. I didn't say roll over. Spin around. All right, go get it. Oh, she good girl. She good girl. Yeah, she's so good girl, boople. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, that's probably the worst part of all of this, is the fact that she just hasn't been able to get out because of this situation. And then of course the Kia,
you know, that's not working out. So no, y'all. Sometimes it just gets really frustrating. That's all I got for you. I'm out of here. Yeah, I totally forgot that aspect of it, y'all. So it was 18.2 miles with 1,957 feet of LE gain. Moving time was 2:48, so 2 hours 48 minutes. And yeah, there you have it. Sure, I didn't get any fancies today. At least I don't think I got any fancies. What was the time down Old Farm? That's the real question. Here we go. Down Old Farm. Oh, complete goobery, man. Look at that rubbish. 7 minutes, 11 seconds. I'm garbage, y'all. It's what happens when you're not on the bike for a month and a half. Other than that little urban free ride. Hey, look. There's one of those little doohickeys. Ooh, got some other doohickeys. Look at that. That's actually a PR on a mountain bike. That means I never ride that section. Okay, well, there you have it. That is the nonsense. Like I said earlier, desperate times call for desperate measures. We're out of here. Bye.